Before my beloved Belle can make an introduction, I would like to address the audience. I greet you personally. I am Nikola Tesla. Today I can speak to you through my friend and accompanies, my beloved little Belle. And let me tell you, it is a great pleasure and a great honor. I greet you, dear human. I greet you, dear lightworker. There have been and still are messages from me and my friend Professor Albert Einstein on this channel, and today it came as a great surprise that I would also like to address my words to you personally. This was really unexpected for Bella Isis, and yet it was important for me to speak to you now. Know that as a human being I had a dream. A vision, if you will. I saw the future of humanity differently than others, and so I was stopped. I was able to retrieve the inspiration from my system. I didn't know where these ideas came from or why they came, but as a scientist or inventor, I gratefully accepted them. There is nothing more fulfilling for a technician or a scientist than having ideas flow. And they did flow. I had access to the cosmos or galactic realms without knowing it. I had a dream, just as you have dreams. And I tell you that my dream can become the future of us all, and therefore the present. How quickly this can happen depends on many factors, but it is possible. Know, dear people, that energy is free. It is free and infinite. Other civilizations of other star races work with free energy or use it. It's a constant give and take. When something is taken, something has to be given back. There is always a lively exchange, and that is how it should be. You are led to believe that energy is not free. Well, it's everywhere. Let's do a little experiment, the two of us. I still allow myself to speak without Belle being able to explain exactly what is happening to you today. Belle, would you mind if I introduced you to our listeners? Could you imagine that? Oh wow, yes, you're welcome. I'm pleased and curious to hear what you have to say, dear Nikola. Thank you, Belle. I will try to come close to your other introductions, but I will do it my way. How do I do that? Have you, dear person, dear listener, ever thought that you are living in an illusion? In a world that has literally turned everything upside down? You are led to believe that illusion is reality and reality is illusion. You are led to believe that fairy tales are stories, but your everyday life is the only and correct truth. You are led to believe that gods, dwarfs, elves, fairies, and other beings of the magic realms are illusions and fantasies, and that only what you can perceive with your physical eyes is true. Have you ever considered that you might actually see better with your heart, or with and through your third eye, which gives you insights into truth? Are you aware that you see without seeing, or hearing without really hearing? Have you ever wondered if there is more than you can physically experience? Well, today is the day. I'm going to take you to reality. Belle already lives in reality and transmits codes, keys, and messages so that other people can also better recognize access to five-dimensionality. My friend writes books and has her channel. It is important for us beings to work with her and through her because she really does give access to new worlds. Her books are alive as she is, and when you read her words, it is quite possible that Albert, Professor Einstein, or I will be standing next to you as you read about us. Although we do not appear in any of the stories in her books, only in the acknowledgements, it is still an adventure that you can share with us, because we are really with you. Professor Einstein and I also have a mission on Earth. We were slowed down while we were alive. Our work was undesirable because otherwise humanity would have realized its possibilities much earlier. Many of our achievements were hidden or never published because it would have been too dangerous for the illusion. And now I ask you again, dear human, do you think it is possible that there are other worlds? That there are no boundaries because everything is one? Do you believe that my thoughts and yours can become reality? Let me enlighten you. That's how it is. This is the reality. Your thoughts can come true. Many fairy tales are told by humans about such events, that words can come true. But you tell them fairy tales. However, it is just the opposite. You live in illusion and keep yourself small. But you have the spark of the All One within you, and so you have divinity within you. Dear Belle, I see your thought. This post is protected, please don't worry. I can speak freely here and my words will be heard, because it is important to enlighten people. At this point, I repeat once again that my dear friend Belle is giving people keys and codes so that they can have easier access to the so-called Golden Age. So that you can now see that Belle really does take you into reality, that there are no real boundaries between this world and the next. I will now do an experiment with you. But one step at a time, I'm not finished yet. Know that the Golden Age has been activated for a long time and that it already exists. You don't have to wait for a great light ship or a UFO to land and awaken the rest of humanity, nor do you have to wait for a great thunderclap and suddenly wake up in the new time. Dear human, it doesn't work that way. It all starts with you. How could something different be reflected to you on the outside if you follow your habits day after day? How could something different appear on the outside if you live the same thing every day? Let me take you by the hand and guide you to the fifth dimension, for it is already there. You just haven't realized it yet. Live it, dear Lightworker, and it is. Your words and thoughts are becoming reality. In my time, I wanted to manifest my dream, my visions, but the basic vibration was different. Today, in your present time, it is possible for you to manifest things faster and more intensely. Times have changed. A destructive timeline has been blocked and access to it has been destroyed, and you can enter the new time with joy. There are no more returns. The paths have been cleared from the highest spheres. Creation sees you and humanity's ascension and the path you have chosen as a collective. And you want to stand up and wake up. Well, so be it. We from the other world are with you. You are still dealing with low vibrational circumstances on Earth, but everything can be transformed little by little. And again, my words from before apply. Stay with yourself, stay with your truth, live your true being, live your spark, live your truth. As on the inside, so on the outside. Please heed my words. You are a key as important as any other. Your light and your faith are also needed. Every single person is important. Let us now move on to the promised adventure so that you may see that my words are of truth and that the boundaries or apparent boundaries between this world and the beyond can indeed be transcended. We often visit Belle on Earth, and she speaks very openly about such events. She has had many adventures with many different beings. Today it's time for me to take you on my adventure. I had a dream about free energy. I live energy, I love energy, and I am energy. You can never destroy it, you can only transform it. Today I am going to channel free energy through me and let you actively and physically feel the result. Before we get there, however, I shall be able to adjust you, or rather your system, so that you can actually perceive me physically, even if your channels are still asleep and need to be gently awakened. In your personal case, I will proceed in the way that is good and right for you. If I have your permission, I may ask you to sit down if you are still standing or moving around. I am already standing in front of you or beside you. In fact, I've been with you all along. Yes, I'm visiting you at home, and Belle always lets people participate in such adventures, because she already lives in reality and is aware of her own possibilities. Now please stretch out your arm as if you were extending your hand to me in greeting. Please know that for us, me and Albert, mutual respect and decent treatment of other individuals is very important. That is why I am extending my hand in greeting and would like to introduce myself to you personally. For most of you, it is the first meeting between the worlds. Some of the listeners are known to me, or I know them. So, I offer you my hand and can introduce myself to you personally. Greetings, dear human being. I am Nikola Tesla. It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance. Now, I can ask Belle to pause the recording for a while, because I need to adjust your system to get the right success. Belle, may I ask you? Thank you very much. have now prepared everything necessary for you to actively perceive me. Belle always says with a laugh that I'm a very electric character. Yes, I have to smile, she's right. High tension is always with me, and Belle has felt the odd electric shock or crackle when I have been with her. Well, not so often anymore, but this story has to do with her galactic boyfriend, whose planet itself pulsates with a lot of electrical tension. As she's very close to him and they love each other very much, she has already get used to this high voltage and rarely suffers electric shocks when she is in contact with us. I have to laugh. She has only noticed this now that I have mentioned it. Yes, my dear, you are almost immune to it, being so close to Aurelius so often. You have swapped high voltage for magnetism, so to speak, but I would like to ask the listeners to just listen to Belle's contribution on YouTube. Her post is called My Extraterrestrial Lover, Cosmic Love Between the Spheres, Chapter 7. But now, I want to come back to my words. It's quite possible that you might feel a little electric shock when you touch something afterwards. You may also hear a slight crackling sound afterwards. Belle always says I'm so electric. Let's see what you have to say about that. I'm going to work with you for a few minutes. You will be able to feel, touch, but I will be working mainly with your hands, your palms and your forearms. If you can, please consider wearing a short shirt so you can feel more. You can also press pause at this point and go to have a change of clothes if you prefer. I will wait for you to come back to me. Well, if you sit down again, I can now begin my experiment. You will feel a tingling sensation, a tickling sensation, a pulsation, perhaps circular movements or vibrations, a slight electricity, and the atmosphere will be tense, I can assure you. If that's too much for you in this room, you can smoke with white sage clockwise afterwards. It has a neutralizing effect. If you don't have that, dragon's blood can be used in a pinch, but that's usually for low vibrational or black energies. But it's important that you feel comfortable after our experiment, and if dragon's blood feels good to you, then just take it. You can also use lavender to calm the atmosphere or frankincense to clear it. Belle is already breathing more heavily as I speak through her, and her heart is beating faster. She can feel the rising tension that you will soon feel as well. Please do not be alarmed by the pressure in the chest area. It is a balance of tension between the worlds and between the energies. You are protected and shielded. Think of it like a submarine going underwater. The pressure needs to be balanced, and it is the same with you. Please remain calm and just continue to breathe relaxed and evenly. If you will allow me, I will allow your spiritual guidance to accompany us as well during we carry out this experiment. However, we need your consent. When the experiment is complete, the pressure will gradually decrease. You can ground yourself afterwards if you wish, or go outside for some fresh air. I can now ask Belle to turn on some relaxing music, because the tension is coming from me anyway. Please excuse the pun. Belle's heart starts beating again and she feels pressure in her chest. We will now begin the music. It will end without me speaking to you. As I say goodbye, I will squeeze your hand one last time and bid you farewell. It has been a pleasure, and it is still an honor. I'm living my dream of free energy. Thank you very much.